teen wakes up early every morning to pass a farm to get to school. He then tackles his rigorous AP courses throughout the day while trying to maintain good standing in school. He then proceeds to go home and practice his passion, which is playing guitar, and he practices it for many hours until his fingers bleed and he is unable to practice anymore. He then proceeds to take out his frustration from built up throughout the day into an environment that is very suitable for it, which is the gym. This is how I would describe the life of me. Many teens like to play video games and do very unproductive things like surf the web and play more video games. But I don't like to do these things because I feel they are very unproductive, and I like to make the most out of my time doing things like learn math skills, play guitar, and do things that will help me build my career. There are many possessions that I have that could perfectly describe my life. There's many to choose from. But if I were only to choose 3 possessions to describe me, I would choose my number 1 guitar, a CD, and a dumbbell. I would first like to talk about my guitar. I've been playing guitar since I was 8 years old and have loved it ever since. My dad was the first person to ever teach me how to play guitar, and I still remember it to this day. The guitar has always been a friend to me. Whenever I've ever felt down in the past in my life, the guitar has always been there for me and has a way of speaking to people and myself that I cannot describe. It is my true passion and is what I want to do with my career. I already play in a band in our local town called Cherrywood Drive. We play around the area and we like to play music for our friends and family and whoever will want to hear us. Playing guitar it's just always been a passion of mine because I love to express my music and my musical taste with other people and to be able to describe what I'm feeling, not into words but into notes on the fret of a guitar. It's truly been a friend to me when nobody else has been there for me, and I cannot say anything but good things about this instrument. I would go as far as to say guitar is my life, and I do nothing other than play guitar and occasionally hang out with friends. And most of my friends will be able to agree with that. The second item I want to describe is how it describes me is a dumbbell. Not because this is the only weight that I ever lift, but as I've mentioned before, I like to go to the gym and work out. This dumbbell represents all of the hard work I put into throughout my life and currently that I put into. I used to weigh 260 pounds last year at the beginning of this time. And now I currently weigh 200, all because of the weights and the hard work that I put into it. The weights represent hard work that only comes from the soul and heart, and it truly represents what I'm about. Everything I do is through hard work and dedication, whether it's playing guitar, studying for a test, or lifting weights. I always like to maintain a very good, strong physique as well. I like to be healthy and I like to eat healthy food. The dumbbell has really helped me, has really encouraged me to eat healthy, and it's encouraged me to change my life. Before I started lifting weights, my next meal was either going to be McDonald's or Wendy's. Now I like to decide if my next meal is going to be grilled fish, grilled chicken, or vegetables, or all 3. I've completely changed my lifestyle because of the weights, and I cannot thank it enough. And it's just been a true friend to me, as a guitar has for me my whole life, and it's been truly great to change my life for the better and to help me inspire others to make the change as well. The last item that I would use to describe myself is a CD. Now this is dealing with music again. As I've said before, guitar, and I would go to say as music is my life, my whole life. I truly love music in every way possible. It is my true passion, and I love to share it with people around me. A CD, some people will say, is old-fashioned because many people download songs and use MP3s these days. But that's how I would describe me, because most of the music I like comes from older styles of music, such as 80s rock, classic rock, old country, and old styles such as funk and jazz and fusion. I love all the old styles because they just express so much emotion, and it's so great to see what people in the past has been able to come up with, and inspires me to write the music that I do today. So I would say I would like to call myself an old soul in a new body, because I would say I'm closer to liking my parents' music than I would be my current friend's music. And a CD perfectly describes me this way. A CD also describes me because it is a very simple way of getting a message across, and it also just describes the physical feel of having music. And I'll always love the physical aspects of music because I love instruments that are real and instruments that you can play live on stage. I don't like processed and electronic music that's very hard to replicate, or that's replicated on a computer. A CD is very real and in your hands. That's the type of music that I love to play. Any music that's played on the guitar, drums, bass, you name it. I love real music like rock, country, jazz, any real instrument music I just love, because you can just feel the realness of the music, and I think that's what music nowadays is missing, is how physically real that it feels. And I know I might be overusing the word real, but that's how I would describe it, because today's electronic music is just made on a computer, and nobody would know the true heart and passion that's put into it, the blood, sweat, and tears. And you can feel that with a CD or a real instrument. Now, these are just some of the possessions that describe me. Like I've said before, many other possessions could describe my life. Do possessions tell a lot about a person's life? I would like to think so. I'd like to think that you could guess a person's charisma, or a person's passions, or a person's personality based on their items. Are people associated with items specifically? I'd like to think so this as well. If you look at Jimi Hendrix, everybody would associate him with playing the guitar. Nobody would associate him with just sitting in a chair or just talking to somebody. When you think of Jimi Hendrix, you automatically think of a guitar, and most people would not argue with me when I say this. And there's many other significant celebrities that have items that are attached to them wholeheartedly as well. Items have a way of foreshadowing people, and without them having to say a word. People do not have to say a word when they have an item in their hands, and people know that item is associated with them. Jimi Hendrix never had to say a word, and people know that is his instrument, and that's his passion and will. And that's how I'd like to leave off today, saying that items have a way of speaking to others that nobody can understand, but they do, and they help foreshadow a person's life and their personality. Thank you.